Call him. Bring him to me. Yes.
I'ma beat your ass.
What is happening, Magnusites? Very interesting development here. I was actually going to do a video on this when I saw this particular property being sold. I got held up doing a bunch of other videos, and today we have a channel that focuses on these things and what's been going on with DC and possible Snyderverse stuff in the future. The channel's name is Our Movie News. I did a reaction on one of their videos a week or two ago. It was very good. We're going to take a look at this one and see what could be developing. Yeah. Let's get it.
Warner Brothers yet again has moved a DC property to another streaming service, this time to Amazon Prime, proving
Amazon
even more
Prime.
that the Snyderverse is in fact possible.
Possible. If it's possible.
Hey everyone, welcome back to Our Movie News. James Gunn and Peter Safran are hard at work building out their new exciting DC universe, and it seems that even more DC projects are being moved to streaming services as they don't fit in with their long-term plan. This is by far one of the smartest moves the company is making. Not only does it mean they are giving DC fans more DC content, but it also means they are reducing their debt. Something Zaslav is very keen on doing. So this article is from The Hollywood Reporter titled Batman Caped Crusader moves to Amazon with 2-season order. This is great for many reasons. Firstly, it means a show that was originally scrapped will be brought back to life, and it is a show that a lot of DC fans love. Secondly, it shows that DC are committed to licensing and selling DC properties in all forms of media, whether that be live action or animated. And thirdly, it shows that even their biggest characters like Batman are up for grabs. The article states the streamer and retail giant has handed out a 2-season order for the animated series, which was originally set up at HBO Max. Caped Crusader landed at the Jennifer Salke-led streamer following Warner Brothers Discovery scrapping the show in August, more than a year after it was ordered straight to series, amid a round of cost-cutting. Other streamers, including Netflix, Apple, and Hulu, also kicked the tires on the project that marks a reunion for executive producers J.J. Abrams and Matt Reeves, who previously collaborated on the Warner Brothers network's beloved Felicity. So, a lot to unpack there. It was originally planned for HBO Max, but was cancelled in August last year due to cost-cutting as their debt needed to be reduced. Other streaming services, including Netflix, were doing their research into the series to see if they wanted to purchase it, but it was Amazon Prime that won the race. Yet again, Netflix are showing an interest in DC properties. So the same can happen with the Snyderverse. It's not its own IP, we know that. But it doesn't mean Netflix can't acquire the rights to tell 2 more Justice League stories at the very least.
It's true.
Or in fact, any streaming platform for that matter. The way I see it, the hashtag sell ZSJ onto Netflix or sell Snyderverse to Netflix means more than what they just say. To me, it means showing the demand for Zack Snyder's DC story. Just wanting to see what happens next, and I don't mind where it's created, whether it be at Netflix, Amazon, or even Warner Brothers themselves.
That's the truth. I don't care where it's created, as long as you do a good job and carry forth the man's vision. The fact that this stuff is being done and these IPs are being sold to different people, different companies to make projects, says that it's a possibility, that it could happen, that hope could prevail. You never know. And I love speculating, I love hoping, and I love talking about the possibilities of a great future for DC Snyderverse fans.
In my eyes, the hashtag is to just show the demand. Netflix is the most logical place because that's where Snyder is working right now and where he is happy, which is why the hashtag is directed there. But in all honesty, I don't mind where it goes, as long as it's made to a high quality and Snyder is happy. But I also want to talk about the next paragraph of the article. The animated series hails from Bruce Timm, Abrams and Reeves was also sold to a streaming rival as part of Warner Bros. Discovery's efforts to monetize content by selling projects to third-party buyers. Yet again, making it clear that Warner Bros. Discovery's focus is monetizing content by selling projects to third parties. This is something Warner Bros. Wants to do and needs to do to cut down their debt. With such a large catalogue of DC characters and stories to choose from, Warner Brothers has a goldmine of licensing possibilities, and the Snyderverse can absolutely be one of them. The final paragraph of the article also really intrigues me. Animation, meanwhile, remains a major area of investment for networks and streamers alike. In addition to repeating well on streaming platforms, in success, original ideas become extremely lucrative thanks in part to the ability to turn characters into lines of merchandising. I know each fan has differing opinions of how they want to see the Snyderverse return, but personally, I
personally don't want to see animation. I don't want animation whatsoever. Would I take it? Very reluctantly. I like that little animated skit that Zach was a part of. I forgot what that was on. But I need to see the full Snyderverse look. Slow-mo, the color grading, the cape flapping, the fantastical dramatic moments. I need all of that in real live action. That's what I need. Personally, it's my personal view.
Don't mind if it's animation or live action. Now this paragraph really shows an insight into what streaming platforms are looking for. Animation, meanwhile, remains a major area of investment for networks and streamers alike. I think if we as a fandom show streaming services that if they don't want to invest the large amount of money to create live-action Snyderverse movies, then animation is something fans are also open to seeing, as that could really increase our chances of seeing the Snyderverse return. Obviously, live action is the goal, but I think animation is another outcome that could be more realistic. It would be cheaper to produce and easier to bring actors back. It's just a thought, but one that I think could really help the movement. I still think we should keep with the original hashtags being used, but I think animation is definitely an option we should be open to. The second part of that paragraph is also something we should talk about. Merchandising opportunities. You're not just licensing movies or shows, but you can also create merchandising opportunities. Another brilliant way of increasing revenue and spreading the DC brand. Not just through having DC stories on multiple streaming platforms, but also through merchandising. Warner Brothers could easily have a deal where they license the DC characters but take 50% of the merchandising profits, or something like that. What I'm trying to say is they're not just limited to the licensing fee. There are still so many other ways they can build up revenue for both companies involved just from
There's different ways to cut a damn deal.
Licensing the Snyderverse. Adding on to my last video where I was talking about how us fans should ignore the people saying we should move on, I want to specify I mean the ones who
Of course, I always ignore them.
Don't offer any evidence and simply just say to move on or give up or
hey, you guys need to give up and move on. It's never gonna happen. I was right when I said that the Snyder Cut wouldn't come out too. Wait, I was wrong about that, but I'm really right about this. So give it up, Snyder fans.
it's not happening or any kind of insult towards the fandom. Those are the ones I'm saying to ignore. If someone has a valid point or solid evidence as to why this can't happen, I think we should listen and think about what they've said and have a civil conversation about it. What I'm saying is we shouldn't engage with any toxicity, as in the people who don't bother trying to have a civil conversation and just want an argument by insulting us or just telling us to move on.
Very right,
they
sir.
They are pointless discussions to have that don't help anyone and can cause unnecessary arguments.
So this guy's got good energy. Go over there and subscribe to him.
If we stick to what we're doing and continue to stay positive, it will benefit the fandom massively. So I just wanted to clear up any confusion as to what I meant in the previous video. Going back to the article, what I find really interesting is the character that has been moved to Amazon Prime, Batman. A lot of people have said the Snyderverse can't go to Netflix because it would cost way too much and DC would never do it as those are their biggest IPs.
One character just went.
But clearly, that's not a problem as Warner Bros. Discovery have proved both of those points wrong. I genuinely don't think the cost is a problem, nor do I think the characters involved are a problem either. The only problem I see is the buyer, if Netflix want to do it. Because quite frankly, Zaslav is proving that he doesn't care which character it is. If the story is not in line with the new DCU, or they're not planning on using that storyline anymore, then it can be licensed to other companies. That's it. That's as clear as it can be. If it can make them money and they aren't using it for Gunn's long-term plan, then it can be sold or licensed. Zaslav doesn't care about rivals or egos. It's clear he just cares about trying to make as much money as possible, whether that be from cutting costs or selling valuable storylines. As long as it cuts debt, he will do it. So we need to show the demand for the Snyderverse so that buyers come in or at least inquire about this abandoned storyline that is loved by so many. On March 18th, which is just over a week away, it will be the 2-year anniversary of Zack Snyder's Justice League. First of all, it's crazy that it's already been 2 years. It felt like yesterday I was sitting down for the first time watching the 4-hour epic. But it's been 2 years and so much has changed at DC. So to celebrate the movie's 2-year anniversary, fans have put together another trending event using both hashtags, Sell ZSJL to Netflix and Sell Snyderverse to Netflix. The goal is simple. Celebrate the Snyder Cut, talk as much as you can about the movie. Your favourite scene, your favourite shot, even your favourite theme. Just as much as you can. Be as positive as you can be, and while celebrating the movie's 2-year release, use both hashtags to show that you want to see what happens next. The main focus is celebrating what we have, but we can also show that there is a lot of demand to see the next part of the story at the same time. Make sure to use this poster to see what time you should start tweeting the hashtags at, and hopefully we can see you on the day celebrating the Snyder Cut and pushing for
I'll be tweeting it, just remind me, y'all.
That's all for today's video.
I know I'll be
Thank
busy.
you so much for watching. Please make sure to like and subscribe and turn on post notifications so you never miss a video. I hope to see you here again soon, so until then, have a great day. Bye!
Good job, man. You know, if we could get this done, that'd be great. I would love to see a finish to this. And, you know, people are saying, oh, competition. Well, there's something, different Marvel projects on, like Hit Monkey is on Hulu, and, you know what I mean? They had stuff on Netflix, you know, before they've been, you know what I mean? And this now is on Hulu. Isn't Rebel Moon Star Wars, so that's going to be on Netflix? Like, I mean, come on, y'all. Like, it can be done if they want to do it. If they want to do it, and if probably the numbers work for both companies, it could be done. So, you know. Anyway, and so I don't think competition is a thing at all. But very happy to hear this news. Continue your good work, sir. Post comments down below. Let me know what you all think about this and my thoughts and my reaction. And I will see y'all in the next one. 10 million subscribers. Hashtag restore the Snyderverse. Sell it to Netflix. Woo!